Welcome, everybody. Happy Monday. It's me, Jeffrey DeJesus, your Bay Area real estate professional. Today, I'll be talking about how to create a winning listing package and how to secure the listing. This is something that I've really focused on in most of my career. I mean, I'm not sure if you all know, but I'd probably say 80 to 90% of my business is listings. I focus on listings because my broker always said, if you have listings, you have buyers. And it is so true because if you have something for sale, a listing, you could tell the whole world about it. And if there's a buyer, they'll either call you from the sign or they'll see you on the internet, but you have something for sale. And not only that, when you have a listing, you know, when you put that for sale sign in front of the house, it's just there. The neighbors will call, they're going to be asking questions. And so it is great. And not only that, you could literally manage so many more listings versus buyers. But there are more buyers than sellers. So if you're really looking to have a balanced business, that's great. But me, myself, I like to handle listings. It frees up my time in the evenings and before I really got my real estate business together, I was a single full-time parent. And I didn't see myself bringing my child to a babysitter or having someone take care of my child while I'm out there, having appointments. And when you're working with buyers, you can really sometimes get into it and work 7 days a week, 12, 14-hour days. So when you're dealing with listings, you could actually manage your time better. So, all right. So here we're going to be talking about on this training, the importance of being well prepared for a listing. And we're going to call that a pre-list package. Really helps clients understand who you are before the listing happens. Why pre-list package is important. And like I just mentioned, giving a pre-list package prior to your listing appointment, it really shows and sets the tone of the appointment, right? It really demonstrates professionalism. It educates the clients on the process and your value. Differentiates you from other agents, because a lot of agents, they don't have a pre-list package. And I feel that when you do a pre-list package, you could always now follow up with the client. And it just really is a good idea. I've had this practice as soon as I feel that I could get a good package together. I know they're going to sell their property in the future or, right then and there. I like to have a pre-list package together because here's an example. Most clients are interviewing multiple agents. A professional listing package can position you to be most prepared and be a reliable choice. And it is so true. Okay, so that is why a pre-list package is important. Now, what is in a pre-list package? Well, a pre-list package, what you have in there is an introduction letter of yourself, your bio, and your unique selling proposition. Right? I mean, this is just really good. It just really gives them a brief of who and what you're about. There's a marketing plan that is in the pre-list package. It highlights your strategy, includes professional photos, online advertising, social media, your open house plan. So it really tells them what your plan is. Again, super important because this is what the client wants to know. They need to build confidence. Of course, in there is a CMA, competitive marketing analysis, and that just talks about market trends, comparable properties, and pricing recommendations. Of course, I like to highlight testimonies, in there. And the testimonies could be from friends, family, and past clients. The testimonies really gives a lot of credibility that people like and do business with you. Another part of the pre-list package is your team. And your team highlight the support such as stagers, photography, and your assistants, your co-workers, and your knowledge of your team and the knowledge that they carry to help them reach their goals. Process overview, outlines the listing process step by step and what the expectations are for both the client and yourself. And then, of course, it'll also talk about the home preparation. Super important, curb appeal, how to prepare the home, etc. Right now, I'm going to be doing a presentation this week. It's going to be for a property in San Francisco near Pacific Heights. It's going to be, I don't know, right now I'm doing this whole pre-list package as we speak. I'll be doing that this afternoon. Listings probably, I'm going to say around 3.5 to 4.5 million. It needs work, but this is where I'm going to talk about the home preparation. I just from doing a little bit of homework and doing a walk through drive by. The house is going to probably need some paint, of course, but paint in San Francisco on a Victorian could be 10 grand and up. So I got to find out more what the seller budget is, if they have a budget, and I need to present them the value as is and the potential value. So anyways, these are some of the things that you want to be able to express to a client in a pre-list package. Your promise, a brief statement about your commitment to their success. In my pre-list package, I guarantee that I will sell their home. And I also offer them, they could cancel the listing agreement at any time with no questions asked. So these are some of the things I added to my pre-list package so I could get them to feel comfortable so that I could go ahead and secure the listing. Okay, so number 2, presentation tips. Keep it visually appealing with branded materials, okay? Other one is offer both digital and printed version for flexibility. So the pre-list package, you can send it electronically. I like to give a printed version of my pre-list package. And these are the items that I like to include. And now, lastly, steps of getting the listing. How to secure it? Well, secure a listing, you asking key questions and understanding the seller's motivation, the timeline, and their expectation is really the key thing. When I walk into a listing agreement, I like to just come in there with my notepad and paper and sit there and take notes. I like to take notes on what they're saying, every word they say. I want them to know that I am a note taker and that I am listening to them. That really is what helps me secure my listings, just listening to the client and being there as consultant. I don't come in there. I usually don't come in there with fancy laptop and a fancy, super fancy presentation and really go through some digital format. That really isn't my style, but if I have to, I will. And it's good to be prepared, fully prepared. So when you're there at the appointment, you'll be able to adjust to their liking. Most of my sellers are between 55 and 95 years old. So print marketing, something that's readable on paper, seems to do well for older sellers that's gonna ready to sell their home. And so, scheduling the pre-list appointment, you know, I talked about this earlier, but if you could give them the pre-list package ahead of time, that would be great. I've left them on the doorstep. And then I would follow up with a phone call or a text and say, hey, I left the pre-list package on your doorstep last night. Or I just went by 10 minutes ago. I dropped it off. I just want to make sure you have it. Please review it. And then I'd like to come by tomorrow and do a walkthrough on the property. And that's, depending on how they receive the package or view the package will be my approach on how to secure my listing appointment. If I already have a listing appointment set up, I like to get them the package as soon as possible so they can review it. And so when I get to the property, I like to build rapport by doing a walkthrough with them, asking them key questions on, what's their timeline, why are they selling, what they love about their property, what they don't like about their property. Is there anything that I need to know so then I could properly build a story and a presentation to the potential buyer? Talk about market trends and property, potential property value as is, or if there's any repairs that we need to do, or some remodeling, painting, flooring. So these are things that we're going to be discussing. And then I would go ahead and let them know that I'll prepare a customized marketing plan for that particular property. And all that is going to require if they have a budget, right? And how much the commission is. I mean, if they're going to pay full commission, then and you like to sometimes prepare to assist in some of the staging, meaning paying. I mean, there's different ways to do it, right? I mean, if they're going to give you 3.5% on $1 million home, paying $3,500 for listing might be a wise investment. If they're paying you less and there's literally not enough money to stage a home, then you could just talk about virtual staging, which is $100, if that. So it just, everything depends. You have to be able to be flexibility and negotiating, and then answering questions and addressing concerns is just part of securing the listing. So that's really on some of the things that need to be on here. Some other ones: overcoming objections. One of the hard ones that people I find that are having challenges with is the commission. But if you're prepared and if you've done this many times or a few times, then you could really handle this objection. I mean, I personally think with the new commission structure, I think you'll get paid more. That's just my opinion. We don't have a long track record of this because they just recently implemented the new NAR commission structures. And so, but in my opinion, I think you get paid more with this. Securing a listing, just make sure you have a listing agreement ready to go. I always have it in the back of my notebook. I always like to have a listing agreement right behind my notepad, whether it's for that particular property or a blank listing agreement. I'm always prepared. I always have them, a purchase contract and a listing agreement in my trunk of my car. You never know when you have to write it, but it's always good to be prepared. Have some blank addendums ready to go. And yeah, so that is really that's that simple, how to create a pre-list package and how to secure a listing. I mean, it's a few steps. Like I said, I'll be doing one today. I got a presentation to do and prepare for San Francisco. It is a pretty big house. over 30,000 square feet, 7-bedroom home, Victorian in the Pacific Heights area. So crossing fingers, let's get this right. But being well prepared should increase your chances of securing a listing. So anyways, I hope that was helpful. I went right through this because let's not complicate real estate. You just need to go out there, talk to people, present CMAs, present opportunities, grab opportunities, ask people for the order, meaning ask people that, hey, I'm a real estate agent. Are you or someone you know is planning to sell or buy or sell real estate? Please contact me. Here's my number. I'll text you my digital card. However, you do it on social media, you do it at parties, because if you're an agent, you need to do this 24/7. That is our job. There shouldn't be any hesitation because this is what we do for a living. And wherever you live, it is competitive. There's always somebody out there who's hungry for business, and you don't want to be losing business because you're asleep behind the wheel, if you know what I mean. So anyways, if you guys ever need anything, you know my number. Reach out to me, call me, text me, and let's go get it. All right, everyone.